Wheels on the bus going round and round. Got the wheels on the bus going round and round. Yeah, wheels going round and round. Yeah, and we rolling through your town. Yeah, hey, round and round and round and round and round. Yeah, hey, round and round and round and round and round. Round and round and round and round and round.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Big Ugly Sports Show. We are brought to you by the Bank of Dudley. We're your first and your only source for mediocre, below average sports coverage. Glad you could join us today. My name is Chill. We got three of the originals here this morning. Opie's out of town on vacation. So let's see who's in the building with us this morning. Yeah. Wait till the beat drops right here. He is a UGA graduate. He's a die-hard dog. He can make a bottle of mouthwash stink. His bottom row looks like he bit a brick. Believes everyone's an idiot compared to him. He is the pride of Buddy Johnson Road. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet for Adam Hightower.
Hey, get on your feet, baby.
Hey, make him stand up this morning. Uh-oh. No, he ain't here.
I like that one.
He ain't here.
Let me have that one. Here we go.
I was used to going to Opie next. He's not with us this morning. But the guy to my left, y'all, he had a cup of coffee in the Marines. They call him short story long. Survives daily off of 5-hour energy shots. 0% research, 100% passion. He is a war eagle for life. And I'm talking about the bear, Mitch Lawhorn.
Good morning,
Dude's texting over here. Wow. Hey, good intro.
Not texting. I'm looking up stuff to talk about.
Oh, well, hey, let's do that when you get here. Don't do that like in advance. I would hate for you to because I'm pretty sure I sent you a list of. You complained last week about not being in the discussion, so I sent you a list of things we were going to talk about.
That's a legitimate complaint.
Yeah, it is. But now I send him the stuff we're going to talk about, and he opens it this morning. So.
I'll come home and went to bed yesterday.
Yeah,
I was preparing for this winter. I'm like a big
He definitely watched a little bit of the football game.
He was down
I'm like
in
a
the back.
giant hibernating bear. That's what I am.
He was down in the back last night. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Wherever you're listening, be sure you are subscribed. If it's on YouTube, click the subscribe button in the bottom of the screen. If it's on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you are subscribed. But thank you for joining us. We are glad that you're with us. Also, be sure to visit our website at www.thebiguglysportshow.com. No, we are not live. I could not get it to work this morning. Jay has the internet connected. It's showing good signal, but the password, I couldn't get it to work.
We got a bad password here.
Well, the password worked on my phone, but not on the GoPro stuff, so I don't really know what's going on.
We'll continue to troubleshoot it.
Yep. And by mid-year, we should be.
And by we, I mean you.
Yeah.
By we, from right here.
Huh? It's hot. It's real hot in here. And shout out to you, Law, for that. You know, we're texting in a group last night.
I brought the heat, baby. I brought the heat.
And so a lot of schools are closed today. There's weather coming in. Obviously, y'all are going to hear this on Wednesday, but we're here Tuesday morning. Weather's supposed to get rough today, but our superintendent knows when it's going to be rough and when it's not.
I'm going to tell you what. Weather guru. That's what he is. Channel 13 should call him. Hey, don't cancel schools because the weather's going to be perfectly fine. And because he's never canceling school.
Mm-mm.
But
I would have
in his defense, it's 50 degrees outside.
I would have loved to teach a work day if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
We just had a 2-week vacation, but
yeah, no, the non-teachers are.
I wasn't working on that.
One day back and then get a teacher work day. You need a teacher work day.
Non-teachers are not wanting to hear these complaints about us not being here. So,
yeah.
but back to Law. You know, we are in school, so Law. We're trying to figure out when to do the show this week, and we were trying to say, hey, let's do it in the evening. We said let's do it in the morning. Law said, dude, it's going to be freezing in the morning. Like separate times, you told me how cold it's going to be.
There's a cold front coming.
It's literally mid-50s right now. So now, thanks to you, I've got a hoodie on. Been sweating all morning.
I don't have the weather sense that Garnto has.
But why would you just open your weather? I was looking at mine. I was like, well, maybe Law knows something I don't know because mine's showing 55 to 58.
It's a cold front going through. All the Macon schools canceled. I believe Montgomery County might have canceled.
But they're canceling because of the wind, right?
Yes.
Not the cold.
But
it's
the wind. It's still a cold front coming through.
But it's not cold.
But how's the wind go? So we're going to blow them big block buildings down?
Well, it's
buses and...
I was told there's local regulations that say that if they're sustained winds of 40 miles per hour.
Because of school buses?
Yes.
All right. That makes sense.
People like you. But you're gonna battle through that one this morning.
You know me. You know me, baby. When they say don't take dirt roads, you know who takes the dirt road? This guy.
Did y'all give the national championship anything last night?
Yeah, I watched some of it.
It was probably the boringest game I ever watched.
Ever?
Super Bowl last year was not good to me. But I'm more of a if my team's not in it, I can't really get into it.
Well, I predicted Michigan to win just because of defense. Their defense was really good, and I thought that their offense.
Is that like a humble thing, or like humble brag, or like you just letting everybody know you predicted it?
Just kind of throwing that out there.
Did you predict it before or after the Alabama game? Like, did you say Michigan was?
No. It was after the Alabama
you picked
game.
Alabama to win.
Yes, yeah. So when the two teams were finally set, Law.
Right. Well, that's what I was asking. I was just asking a question. I wasn't trying to rub it in your face like this guy.
Yeah. So anyway, my that was my pick, and it was kind of just a ho hum. I get Georgia beating TCU last year. That probably was a boring game to some people.
Awesome. Yes.
Not
but
to me.
I loved every second.
I loved it. Yeah.
Like the Florida State game this year. That was probably super boring to people, but I loved every second.
But the best team didn't get to play in the game. Them dogs would have walked it on either one of them teams, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too. But
you know what I did enjoy it, like, because I'm like you, I only watched the first half, and then I hibernated a little or more, went back to sleep. I woke up, watched first half, went back to sleep. That Michael Penix, man, he's fun to watch, dude.
He's got a funny throw.
Yeah, his delivery's a little different.
It's weird, but
somebody had. I saw it the other day on like a YouTube video or a Facebook video where someone had somehow made it to where he was throwing right-handed with that same motion, you talk about looking funny. Like, it looks, you kind of, when people left-handed do that, it's just like, oh, that's kind of expected because they're lefty. They do funny things like that, but it was weird, really weird looking.
It kind of reminded me of Phillip Rivers.
Sidearm. Yeah. I was going to say that same thing.
I beat him to it.
With the first half, I just felt like Michigan didn't look great. Washington looked even worse, but they had opportunities that they didn't capitalize on. And one of them, when he had, I can't even say his receiver's name, wide open. And Penix wasn't able to hit him, like a little bit of a miscommunication on where to throw the ball. But
no, I thought it was going to be a game right before half. Washington scored and got it, and I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll have a good game here. But
the second half, they started the second half with a pick right there to change the momentum early. But it was kind of hard as a Georgia fan to sit there and not think
how much better we are than them. Program-wise, just we don't cheat like Michigan. Michigan's cheaters. My oldest son, Brooks, we were coming back from a wrestling match last night in Vidalia, and he was asking about the game, and he said, Daddy, why do they get to play? They shouldn't get to play. They cheated. And I said, I know, buddy, but
it's the world we live in.
Yeah.
And then the thing that gets me with that is now Michigan has not developed, but kind of taken on this thing of Michigan versus everybody. Like, everybody's out to get Michigan.
No.
And like, what basis is that? Just because you cheated and got in trouble, now everybody's against you?
You cheated, you got caught, and now people want to hold you accountable, which goes back to what Law said on his Between the Buses last week. People don't like accountability.
Nobody likes accountability.
But on a different view of that would be, you got to kind of, tip your cap to Michigan for cheating, getting caught, and then turning it into something positive somehow for them.
I saw a couple people spinning it. You could say Harbaugh's not needed because he missed 6 games and they still won it. Or you can say how much of a good coach Harbaugh is because he was able to be away for 6 games and they still won.
Yeah, you set the program up. It runs itself. I read something the other day that said it like being a boss or setting up a business. You should be able to set it up and your worst enemy come in there and run your business and nothing change. Like somebody that's trying to ruin the business.
The peppermint good?
Come in. Or size.
What?
I'm trying to cool down. You get this heat on up here, so it got me sweating.
I don't know what it is.
It's one thing to crunch the ice, Law, but it's another to have a mouthful and now you're trying to talk like you got rocks in your mouth.
I can see people right now, they just quit listening. They hit stop when they're listening to this.
No, because we're not loud.
But when they're listening to this, they're hearing that like, I'm not doing this today. It's just not my morning to be hearing this.
I don't think so. I think people love hearing me.
Chew on ice?
Chew on ice.
There may be a crew for that, but I don't.
From what the people say, from what I hear.
Oh, okay, the people.
from my people, not y'all's people.
From what I've been told is that first they barely tolerate you as is, and then when the ice is added in the mix, it's almost more than they can bear.
And I don't really like my on-air voice
Agreed.
Sometimes I hear myself recorded. I don't like to hear my voice, but
I don't like my voice
people
live.
say they enjoy it. It brightens their mornings. When
Love how Haley's now the people. Yeah. Haley's the people.
She is a loyal.
You want to give Haley a shout out for the food and kind of what you talked about?
It's very negative. Do not be negative. Then I have to deal with it at home.
You wasn't negative.
No, all I said was I can't understand why we keep showing up to do this show and Haley has stopped sending snacks.
She just sent snacks one time.
I know, but it lasted 2 shows and they were delicious.
The rats was in them. Luckily, they were in that tent. Ooh, by the way, I got to carry that home. I was told I must bring
Back
it.
there on that
I think
table.
he's recycled it, but
Did we?
No, it's behind you.
My bad. J Baby threw it away, baby.
Haley, send more snacks, basically what that is.
Shout out to the Bus Bowl Mania winner, Dogs 3-peat intact. If that's you and you can provide proof that that's you, you are the lucky winner. So you can text us, you can email us at biguglysports@gmail.com.
It was me.
It was not.
It was. I think I got last. That's
You can
bad.
contact us on social media. However, we're not going to know who you are. Next year it will be better. We're going to have a better system, but
We had
ESPN kind of
had
let
a
us
couple
down.
holes here. Had a
Yeah.
couple holes in there.
Don't even know what the prize pool is, but it's more money than you put in.
$77.
Oh, because of the
No, I got,
taxes.
it's
I was about to say
87.
seven.
I owe 10.
There
So
he
you,
is.
you chipped in.
Jay probably hadn't paid.
Well, it's not a full 10. So the way when we set up the Big Ugly.
I'm just going to hand you $10
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
so I can say I paid my part.
That's fine.
I
just-
haven't yet, but I'm going to.
Okay.
You know,
Nothing. Yeah.
You know-
Hey, if you will, wait to the end of bowl season to pay. You remember that? You
10
remember?
spot.
You remember those things I posted on Facebook about make sure you pay and get it in and stuff
She
like
said it's
that.
not even 10. There's $9.
That's fair.
So
Well, I don't have to pay
congratulations.
taxes on this. So we'll
If you were Dogs 3-peat intact and you can provide proof that was you, get in touch with us. We'll get you.
I
Get you a
already
little bit
said
of
it was
cash.
me. Give me my money back.
I'll give you $6.
All right, switching gears to the Falcons. Arthur Smith out.
Thank goodness.
Needed to happen.
He's awful. Desmond, we've got to address quarterback. Imagine how many games the Falcons would have won this year if they'd have had a serviceable quarterback.
Just average.
Yeah, probably 4 more games? Mm-hmm. And that'd have put them at
11 and
11 and
7,
6.
11 and 6.
11-6. That's squarely in the playoff. Mm-hmm. And Falcon fan base is feeling pretty good about 11 and 6. We haven't seen that in years.
I saw since 2018, the Falcons have not had a winning record, and like 3 or 4 times in there, it's been set. Like 7 is the number that the Falcons get stuck on every year. They didn't waste any time in getting rid of him. I mean, that jerk was gone by before he got in the locker room.
He had to know.
Yeah.
He had to know.
There was probably a little bit of frustration at the end of the game, which we're going to talk about that too with the Saints. That probably had a little bit to do with it too. He knew this was it.
Yeah. You didn't see the video?
Yeah.
Very frustrated.
Yeah, but I'm sure it had a
Oh,
lot to
he's finna
do
fight
with
that
what
dude.
happened on the field and also him knowing this is it. Like, what a way to go out.
Yeah.
So
He wanted to fight that dude. He was looking for him everywhere.
So before we talk about Falcons' next coach and maybe who you guys think it might want to be, let's talk a little bit about that. So for those that are listening that didn't see it, I tried to pull up a clip where I could play it, but I can't get it to work. So Saints up 41-17, I believe, on the Falcons. They get a pick, return to like the 1 or 2 yard line up in victory formation, and then hand the ball up the middle. So from a sports guys, where y'all at, like, what does this fall for y'all?
I love it.
I don't.
I love it.
So that takes me back to probably
Johnson County. Is this when
2010?
Gary wanted to fight the Johnson County coach?
No, this was probably 2010, and I was coaching middle school football. And me, Torrance Pittman, Jonathan Morris, I want to say Smoke was on. I think Smoke was on. Anyway, we play at West Middle. They were supposed to beat the fool out of us, but we had a real tight game going down to the fourth quarter. Excuse me. And Matt Taylor's daddy, Colby's the coach over there. Ed Bland's over on the other side. I think Buck. Yeah. Anyway, they're not happy that they're winning by such a small margin. So they start calling time. It's like a minute to go, fourth quarter, they're up, they got the ball. They're calling timeouts, they're throwing go routes and all this other stuff. And that really gets under my skin.
Really grinds your gears.
Yes. So then, of course,
Well, I think that's different.
midfield handshake.
This is old height too.
Yeah, this is before I got saved here. So
I mean, they didn't call a timeout. You didn't. I mean,
Law, they lined up in victory formation.
That
makes it even worse.
Yeah.
I've seen John Elway and them line up in victory formation, fake the knee, and throw a dump pass to the tight end.
No, that's probably
in the middle of the game when
Yeah.
they weren't winning or they needed to score. I'm sure it wasn't to run the score up. If I was guessing, I don't know the play you're talking about, but
it wasn't run the score up. But anyway, so of course at midfield, I tell Coach Taylor that was real classy, you know. And then I don't know if listeners, if you know Coach Taylor, he'll get red faced in a hurry now.
Yes, he probably.
Bill Benton.
Yes, there
he's going to say some.
He let me have it pretty good.
I coached with Taylor.
And then you know what I did? I was like, I don't know why he's upset.
Poke the bear.
Yeah,
poke the bear.
Yeah. So but anyway, I'm against it.
Here's the big thing for me. Like, I'm against it altogether. Like, I think you show
Bush
class.
League, as Clayton would say, Bush League.
Yeah, you show class, you need there. But to me, what makes it even worse is that they line up in victory formation. When you line up in victory formation, it's kind of understood, especially in the NFL, that both teams are just going to kind of let up front. We're not going hard.
Don't worry about playing the play.
Do you watch them what they do?
Yeah, I've watched them. They do the same thing in high school. They just walk into each other and barely
right, because it's kind of like there's no sense. It's like we're nailing
at this point. It's professional courtesy. Hey, we're done.
Shame on you, Law. So they run it in and go up 48-17. And for those of you,
it's the Saints coach's job to coach both teams.
Oh my gosh, Law, don't be ignorant this morning.
So what you're saying? Steve Spurrier said he don't get paid. He don't get paid to coach the Falcons and the Saints.
You're being an idiot.
He is, but you are being. Come on with us a little bit. You're being an idiot.
I don't, because I can't get this thing to step. Just falling back down. So hard to do it like this.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you think that's.
Now this is Mr. Accountability.
Are you just
last
saying
week,
that for radio?
Buses.
Are you saying that for radio?
I like to play the devil's advocate, and since both of y'all are calling it Bush League, I'm saying, hey, he's doing his job. His job is to score points.
Here's where I wonder
if he gets a bonus. You think y'all ever thought about this? Does he get a bonus
for
scoring a certain amount of points?
And so that's what I was about to say.
He did not.
Here's where
Jameis Winston said it was their idea to make, not the coaches. It was their idea. The players.
So which tells me that Dennis Allen's got no control over his locker room.
But Dennis Allen didn't say that. He said it was a poor decision on my part, blah, blah, blah.
Well, he's just saying that to cover himself, to make himself look better.
All right, if you didn't do it and you're the coach.
Jameis Winston might have been covering his coach's butt. He might have been saying that to cover the coaches.
Well, then they're both liars.
If you didn't, let's say you're the coach.
There's liars in this world.
Let's say you're the coach and you tell your team to go take a knee and they do that.
Oh, I'd be fired up.
Right. And you would think people would say, well, you can't control your team. They're out there making decisions over your head.
I think NFL is a whole different.
Yeah, but there's some unwritten rules and there's some things.
High school kids, them are grown men.
Tell you what you can do. You can cut people for not doing, and that's bad culture.
You gonna cut Jameis Winston?
Why not?
You gonna cut that running back?
So to make a point, and you know, if these are backups, yeah.
I saw Shannon Sharp. He was hot about it. I saw his interview.
Here's the thing: if the running back needed this touchdown to get to a certain thing in his contract, then the Saints players, hey guys, just want to let you know, are you good with you? Want to make sure you're good with us doing this. We're not trying to make you look bad, but he really needs this. He's going to get $1 million kicked in his contract if he gets to score this touchdown. And I guarantee you the Falcons players will be like, all right, that's fine.
I agree. But do you line up in a regular formation and you let them know we're running a play?
Yeah.
I mean, so what I heard was that I think his name's Jamal Williams, the guy that scored, led the NFL in touchdowns last year with like 17 or something like that. And now he was converted to fullback, and so he wasn't getting the touches. So now they wanted to give him a touchdown, but still, like, I don't know. I'm just.
It's like a sneak attack, a little Pearl Harbor action right there.
There you go. That's what I mean. That's a play. They may have practiced that. We're going to line up in victory formation.
And then James' post-game interview.
He's a moron.
He's just looking dumped, going.
If you're not gonna, if it's frowned upon doing it, or you shouldn't do it, then they should make a rule and say you can't do that.
That's not going to happen, Law. You're being more
let's
wrong.
move on, because I'm really getting frustrated with him being. You're really being an idiot this morning.
He's taking Opie's spot.
Oh my gosh!
I like that.
Who thought over
there? We go, idiot. It came out, and Opie's not even here. I didn't think we were going to hear you.
But you're being like Opie, so that can be one towards him too. We need to take a commercial break. We got some other stuff to talk about. I kind of want to hit one more thing on that when we come back. But stay with us. We will be right back.
New year, new financial goals. Whether it's saving, investing, or planning for the future, we've got your back. Visit Bank of Dudley today and let's make 2024 your year for financial success. Bank with confidence at Bank of Dudley. Since 1905, member FDIC.
This is Brad Meeks, owner of Brian's Giant Subs. Thanks for listening to the Big Ugly Sports Podcast. Come see us today to grab your favorite sub, 1632 Veterans Boulevard in the Oaks Shopping Center, Dublin, Georgia.
J2 Streaming Services. With over 9,000 live channels and packages starting at $15 per month, you literally can't beat it. Visit them on the web at www.j2streaming.com. Proud sponsor of the Big Ugly Sports Show.
For all your HVAC needs, please call Elite Comfort Solutions. We specialize in commercial and residential HVAC. The number is 833-483-HVAC and the website is www.elitecomfortsolutions-inc.com. Call for a free quote today.
Big Peach Car Wash coming this April across from Walmart on Highway 80. I hadn't washed my truck in 5 years. I'm breaking that streak this April.
Welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by the Bank of Dudley. We are glad you're joining with us today. We just finished talking a little Falcons football. The Arthur Smith out and the confrontation at the end of the game between Arthur Smith and Dennis Allen. So before we move on to something else, do you guys have anybody that you think the Falcons should pursue as their head coach?
You know, I think I don't know if they will. They probably won't because he probably won't leave. But I think he'd be a good NFL head coach. Coach Kelly at LSU.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
I think he'd be a good NFL.
Todd Monken will be a good one that I think they should maybe go after.
He was on the Falcons staff for a little while, wasn't he? Years ago?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't know. Maybe.
He would be a good one.
I thought
he would be a good one.
Great offensive mind.
Yes.
I thought, which is obviously what we need, and get a quarterback. I thought maybe Bieniemy or however you say his name, but now that Rivera's out at Washington, I don't know if he'll finally get his go at it. Which I can remember when he interviewed with the Falcons. I can remember whether it's not true or not. I don't know. Coming out about how poorly he interviewed.
Do you remember when we had Shanahan as our OC, and then he left? Gosh, we did not have that one back.
Now he's just carving them up over there in San Fran.
Man, God.
So,
Like Georgia having, what's the running back that was at Denver for years?
Terrell Davis?
Backup. It's a backup
No
at
shot?
Georgia. No.
Terrell Davis,
Yeah, the two-time Super Bowl MVP,
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And he was a backup at Georgia.
all right.
Who was the running back? He was the backup for.
I don't
Was
know.
it Garrison Hurst?
I don't remember his. I don't know. I should know, but I don't.
All right. Got a game to play. Got a couple of games.
That's a J baby.
All right, you go ahead. You go
J
ahead.
baby should know.
Can we move on?
I mean, if you want to.
Yes.
Remember how we talked about like not talking at the same time so people can understand us? Remember how we talked about that?
But I was thinking something, so I had to say.
He's got to remember. He's got to work on his like conversational cues about when something's over.
Well, that's my life in general. If I think of something, I have to say it or I forget it.
Well,
It's my ADHD.
yeah, but some of the things that you're thinking are worthy of forgetting. You know what I'm saying?
Like, don't you just hold on to it? Like,
It's not true.
Just keep
Not
that in
true.
your pocket. I've learned
Everything
that
I
before.
think is important to me,
All right, moving on.
so I must say it. My OCD came out.
it's kind of like you can't teach old dog new tricks. He's not going to.
He is being an idiot this morning.
Chuck,
Sure.
I'm
Chuck
glad.
didn't think I was OCD until he saw it come out in class yesterday. My OCD came out in class yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, but I also know that when you are thinking of something and that's all that matters, you tune everybody else out, any other conversation out, and then
That's
you
true.
fire off what you have to say. And
That's
it,
facts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. Because what I'm thinking is more important than what y'all are talking.
there we go.
What I've noticed about
In my mind,
There you go.
you
mind.
see that? Like, so what I've noticed about him, he doesn't really have conversations where he listens and responds thoughtfully. He's looking at my mouth, and when it stops, he's just waiting to talk.
He's already got geared up what he's going to say.
I will talk while your mouth is moving. I don't.
That's you know what? That's a very fair point. And what I meant was, you don't really have conversations with people. You're just a loose spewing of incoherent thoughts.
I need to
mostly.
work on my conversational skills. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
For this show, for the sake of the show.
Just
And life in general.
Well,
Yeah.
but more importantly, the show.
yeah, the show. Who cares about your life?
Yeah, outside here, you can worry about that. All
At
right.
least I'm here. And by the way, Adam's still on his streak.
He is.
He has not missed
Streaking,
a show.
baby.
Knock on
I was a
wood.
little nervous
Knock
this
on wood.
morning with Opie not going to be here, New Jay wasn't going to be here. At least three of us, and that's why I text each of y'all individually to make sure y'all are coming because we got to avoid the two-piece. That's when ratings go plummeting. So, got a game this morning. Got a little would you rather.
Let's go.
Okay, a little would you rather. A couple
Let's
of funny
do
ones
it.
there.
Yes.
You would?
I would rather. Oh, I thought that was the game.
All right, would you rather have an abnormally large toe, so one abnormally large big toe, or one abnormally large ear? Just one. And now keep in mind, with the one big toe, your shoe's going to, you got to get special shoes.
Hey, I'm gonna go.
But I can cover it up.
I'll go ear.
Ear?
Yeah.
Your hat's going to sit crooked.
My hat. Listen, I'm not really
Your
a hat
hat's going
guy.
to be all crooked.
Have you seen how big my head is? Anyway, the ears being bigger may actually help me.
Take a little
I need a bigger
pressure
ear.
off of that.
I don't hear very good. So
Well, I can prove that Jay has big ears and he can't hear. So bigger may not always be better in the ear category. Might just.
and he still can't. Jay's got big ears and still can't.
So you're going toe.
I
you're
can
going ear.
cover my toe up. I mean, but
It's
we
big.
had a
It's
student.
abnormally large. Don't
We
do
had a
that.
student.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I know where you're going. Do not do that.
He's graduated.
Yes, but no.
I'm not going to say his name. But he
He didn't have
can
an.
help. He was born that way.
It wasn't an abnormally large toe though.
picking. But I mean, you can cover it up. I never would even known that had y'all not told me that about him. You know what I'm saying?
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Good. All right, the
But
second
you can't cover that big old hair. You cannot. You may gray your hair out, but it's still your hair's gonna be out over here every year.
Well, he's adamant. I like it. All right. Here's a good one. Travel everywhere for free anytime you want, or eat everywhere for free.
Oh, eat.
Oh, eat. Definitely eat.
I said the same thing. I thought I was going to be the only one that thought that. I thought some of y'all would be like, I want to travel.
But here's the thing. I'm so busy. I don't get to travel for fun.
Now, if I was retired, I might go with that travel.
But just think, it's not costing you anything. Like you got somebody to watch your kids a weekend. You hop on a plane. You go ham out there.
But what
New
I've
York, do
noticed-
whatever you want. Come back.
This is what I've noticed in my traveling.
Think on it.
In my travels, the most expensive part of traveling is eating. Like when we went, I've been to New Orleans twice. Both times I went, I spent way more money eating in New Orleans than I did getting to New Orleans.
But just think, but it's not going to hit you as
Now
bad.
you're talking about places to stay to, like hotel rooms and stuff like that, or just travel expenses.
It's kind of whatever we want.
Well, really, think about it this way. I eat food every single day.
I love it.
And then I guess you count me going to work. I travel every day, but man, grocery bills are high,
Yes.
especially with four little tater heads over there.
Just think about just being able to eat out every meal too. Just
And
I mean,
places,
no
you want.
dishes.
places that you travel to, like the destinations that people would travel to, the restaurants you want to go to, they're so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, just me and Haley,
and
the
then-
first time we went to New Orleans, that's when Georgia lost to Texas because our players opted out of the game. But dude, we couldn't sit down and spend on two people. We couldn't sit down and not give that restaurant $100 bill every single time we sat down.
Then I'm probably on the. Oh goodness.
Oh, he broke it. Mine keeps doing that too.
Gotta spend
I don't know what's going on.
You back?
Yeah, I'm back. All right. So and then I'm probably just tasting everything on the menu.
Like a cruise.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Before we go on to the next one, I'd be remiss if I didn't point to the new jersey we have up here hanging, the Nick Chubb jersey. Shout out to AJ Mathis, loyal Bus fan, reached out with some Georgia gear. Said we're all Georgia fans, but not a whole lot of Georgia gear on the set. So he donated that. Also, if you noticed a new big blue sign up here, Bank of Dudley, our title sponsor. If you're not banking with them, what are you doing?
Listen, I tell you what, man. Josh Cruz, the guy goes above and beyond. I had some things come up with my loan, my construction loan, and he's ahead of the game. Like he was like a week and a half ahead of some things that were coming down the line, and he's like, "Hey, let's get." Man,
And you're a bus member, so that adds even more.
Is he
He's probably
allowing you to be late on another payment?
no,
Is that why?
no. I just want to give a shout out. The guy's good, man.
shout out. So thank you guys. Sets continuing to grow. We're gonna hang some stuff over these windows.
I don't feel like you hung the Georgia jersey up very well.
It's
You was
not.
in a hurry this morning.
I was in a hurry to get it up.
Put it
and
over
just-
that terrible towel. Who's a
No.
Pittsburgh fan?
Huh?
Who likes Pittsburgh?
I got that from a game at Pittsburgh, and I wanted to sit there. So you
right in the
literally,
middle.
there's nothing back here, or really nothing in here, or really nothing altogether with this show that you provided, other than sitting here and talking. So don't complain about it.
This guy.
That's. You really took the words right out of my mouth.
Look, he's looking around for something that he brought.
That way.
No, I didn't
that
bring anything.
tin,
I know I
that,
didn't.
that cookie tin back there. He did.
I brought food. Thank you, Haley.
All right,
Once.
next one. Name tattooed on your forehead. Okay, so your name's
Clutch.
big. good size too, where everybody can see it, or no teeth. And dentures aren't an option. You just no teeth for it, like nothing.
Oh, I'm going name on forehead for sure. I mean, Post Malone. Huh?
What name? My name?
Yeah.
What you gonna get? Mine?
Just random name? Any name?
Pretty sure he said your name.
It's just going to say name? What? I mean,
Your name. Your Mitch.
My name.
Joseph. Joseph is what's on your forehead.
Oh, they make food in all kind of ways now.
That is true.
You like cream corn.
I like to eat. I'm going to go with name on forehead. I don't really want a name on my forehead, though.
But as long as your hair
I'm a
is
tattoo
covered
guy. I
up.
like tattoos. I just don't want them on my face. I don't want them on my neck.
But when you got that big swoosh going around, you can cover it up.
That is true.
Shout out to you for getting a haircut. Shout out to you for getting a haircut.
Hey, no. Shout out to Mal.
Oh boy,
Akram.
This dude-
Mallory Akram?
James Gang. She did an excellent job. Come in clutch. Haley called her. I needed a haircut. She cut mine and Charlie's hair. Then me and Charlie went and got pedicures. Man, we love it.
I saw Charlie yesterday. I mean, it's freezing cold outside. Ground's wet. He's just laying in the ground at break yesterday.
On the wet ground?
Just laying there.
tough day.
Hating life. He's not he likes school, but he stays up late playing video games. And what's the thing is I take them from him and I hide them. In the middle of the night, he'd be just in my room just rummaging through stuff, looking for his video games.
Just standing over you, staring.
Like,
Where's my
games?
All right, last one. Okay, this one's kind of nasty, but all right. I found this one online. So, let a crusty old man drink milk out of your belly button every day for a year. Okay? Every day. Or you drink milk out of a crusty old man's belly button every day for a month.
He's drinking out of my belly button. That's definitely happening. I'm not drinking out of a crystal.
That's a year, though, every day for a year. Or you can knock it out in a month if you just swig that milk.
This is the weirdest one you've ever had.
That is.
I thought it was hilarious when I saw it.
But if you think about it, I mean, it probably ain't a terrible way to start your day.
It's a terrible way.
Kind of get you woke up early in the morning.
First of all, you got to go to the door and let this old man come inside. Is he pouring it in there or I'm pouring it in there?
However you want to get it in there.
I don't have a belly button.
So you got to drink it out of his then.
No. It's just going to run off to the side. He'll be licking it off of me like a cat. Licking it off my belly like a cat.
I'm probably drinking it. I'm probably trying to knock it out in a month and go in and get it out of that belly button for me.
You gross. That's gross.
I think I'll take the year.
I feel bad for you, Shelby. I mean, you got to kiss this guy. He's going to lick on the old man's belly button.
It did kind of change the game when I thought what he said about opening the door to let the old man in. So now the old man potentially is like living outside my front door.
Because he's got to get that milk.
Well, either way, if you're going to get it from him, either way, he's going to be there. He's outside. Every morning when you wake up, you hear.
I feel like if you're doing it to him, you're going to his house, though.
Milkman.
You're going to old man's house.
Oh, man. Good stuff. All right, it's time for our second commercial break.
That's horrible.
Huh?
That's a way to start y'all's morning.
Get everybody good. Everybody's trying to diet, so that'll take their mind off food. So y'all stay with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Bank of Dudley is proud to sponsor the Big Ugly Sports Show. Wherever you're listening to your favorite sports show, you can also be banking with your favorite bank. Bank of Dudley offers mobile and online banking platforms to make managing your money easy. Get on that Bank of Dudley bus. Bank of Dudley since 1905, member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show. We are brought to you by the Bank of Dudley since 1905. It's hard to do something good for that long, and the Bank of Dudley's done it since 1905. So, again, shout out to them. Thanks for being our title sponsor.
Do you think the Cruises have worked at Bank of Dudley since 1905? That's a good question to ask Josh. Because I know his dad used to run the one in Dudley. He was like the president of the one in Dudley. I wonder if his dad was the original guy that started a bank. How did you start a bank? I'd like to start a bank.
I'm sure you would.
Let us know how that works out. It's time for our segment, Between the Buses, with Mitch Longhorn.
It's a great segment today. All right, I was on Facebook. I like to.
So you're saying
troll Facebook.
You're saying your segment is going to be great here?
Yes, it's a great segment.
All right, Opie, go ahead.
All right. So I was on Facebook yesterday, and a good friend of mine, BJ Dixon, posted on a rant, very long rant, by the way, it was a long read, about how he overhears a parent. He's coaching a travel ball team, and he overhears a parent, and he tuned it out, tried to ignore it, and sometimes it's hard to do as coaches, but he wanted to reiterate that he is doing that free. He is a volunteer coach that takes time off of work to go out there and coach not only his kid but everybody else's kids for free, and that there's a parent in the stands basically criticizing what he's doing. And I thought to myself, as a high school coach who does get paid, not a lot, but we do get paid to coach, that how many times have you overheard a parent criticizing what you do, and you want to say, man, it's so simple, just go to college and you can come out here and do this. Like, if you got a better way of doing it, I'd go to college, become a coach, come out here and you do it. Well, in his thing, it's a volunteer situation. Like I remember when I coached Peyton and Dudley Little League as a volunteer coach or a volunteer umpire. Man, I used to hear comments constantly in the stands about how bad a job I was doing. I'm doing it for free. I'm taking off time and coming out here and umpiring for free. Just because I like the game, I like to be out there. If somebody don't do it, then they don't get to play. Somebody's got to be the umpire. And Dudley Little League, I pretty much is all
100%.
free, 100%.
100%. It's definitely not free.
Paid, not free, but not paid for. I mean, you don't pay the umpires, you don't pay the coaches. Even in the Little League World Series, those umpires are not paid. Those guys volunteer to go do that. They travel from all over to go out there and do that. I think their travel expenses might be paid for from donations. But
keep in mind, between the buses, there's 30 to 45 seconds. Go ahead.
But long story short, and he even made a comment, is that his wife has to sit in the stands and listen to parents criticize him as a coach. I know Haley normally sits, when she comes to wrestling stuff, she comes and sits over by me or near me, but I'm sure she's been in the stands and had to listen to that. I mean, parents need to understand.
Well, it's aggravating for sure, but you have to remember, people are idiots.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
People are idiots, yeah. And so, in my personal experience, like, I've had some complaints about people that were coaching, and so you know what I did? I just started coaching.
Right.
And
that's right.
There have been times I don't want to coach. Sometimes I coach wrestling. I like doing that. I like coaching, and even doing that, it takes away time from coaching my own son.
Because you're coaching another guy.
Right. But other sports, I just want to watch. It's way more fun for me when I just get to watch.
The thing that gets me is these people that, like I've seen on Facebook a couple times, these people sharing or something like where GHSA is now passed for community coaches, could be head coaches. Y'all get on. I'm like, you people have no idea what it takes. What
goes into being a head coach.
What it takes, yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, you to understand the paperwork you got to do, the scheduling you have to do.
Listen, people are delusional. I'm telling you, man. Like, they just don't.
They think you just show up. You just show up, and it kind of runs itself.
Well,
it's not.
And here's the thing, it's not rec sports. Like, even like high school, there's a lot of kids. Kids don't necessarily want to be there, and you have to hold the team together. You've got to do tons of paperwork. You've got to raise money because stuff's not. Anyway, people don't get it, man. But
and that was another thing I know. Even in Lawrence County schools, and the 15 years I've been doing coaching and teaching, is I think a lot of parents, and hopefully some parents are listening, they think the county pays for us to play sports. The county pays nothing. Every bit of money that West Lawrence wrestling team has, they raised. Every bit of money that West Lawrence basketball team has, they have to raise. So if it costs for anything, the basketball team has to pay for it. West Lawrence High School, and now I will tell you, Dr. Kemp is pretty good, or really good. Garnto was pretty good about supplementing, taking from general fund for the school and
floating you a little bit,
trying to helping us out. But if they had to do that every year, they'd have to cancel that sport or club or skill, which the state of Georgia pays for skills. I mean, they give them money for that stuff.
Yeah, it just goes on like just people, as Adam said, people being idiots. But
I saw BJ's post yesterday too, and
It's good. If y'all don't get a chance, I feel like a lot of parents should pull up BJ Dixon's Facebook page and look at his post. I agree with him wholeheartedly. I like the part 2 where he said about parents saying, well, he gives his kid
better opportunities. If the parent would actually watch and come to practices and watch, I can guarantee you, because I've coached my own personal kids, that he's harder on his kid than he is yours, I promise you.
Yep.
And then he has to go home with that kid, so the whole ride home, if that kid had a bad practice, that kid had to not only get criticized by his dad at practice because he's the coach, the whole ride home, dad's going to criticize him too.
Probably.
I think
probably
that's why Peyton don't play baseball no more.
Probably BJ's boy is better than these other parents' kids. And mom and daddy can't see how their baby ain't very good.
More times than not, I feel like it just situations I've seen, if you're coaching your kid's normally, instead of getting treated as an advantage, it's usually the other, because as a coach, you're thinking, well, I got to make sure they know that I'm not showing favoritism to my kid, so it ends up a disadvantage to him. Because although he's the best, you know,
that just made me think of that time you almost got in a fight with that parent at Toombs Middle when we were coaching middle school football.
When he pulled up, what was it about? When he pulled up?
There was 2 times that people tried to fight you. And one time,
you're a horrible coach.
I don't know. First off, I can only think of one.
Remember the one time where
the guy came flooring it in there and pulled
up. He jumped out. And he couldn't hardly hold his britches up. And and Chuck said, "Have you asked your boy if he wants to get in at practice?" And then the boy was sitting in the truck. And Daddy looked back, and the little boy went, "No, he didn't want." And so then the dad went and got back in the truck.
I do remember that. What was the other one?
The other one was just some parent complaining on silent. We were getting our eyes beat out by somebody.
Shocker.
But we were just awful.
It reminds me on the east side. We used to hear a lot of heckling from the audience.
But you see how I paused and let you talk, even though you were talking over me. All right, so
he's learning.
Yeah, so he's like a little dog over there. We got to teach him.
In class yesterday, he told a kid, this piggy's on that, but he said, "This is the 3rd day in this class, and you still haven't figured this rule out yet." I mean, same thing applies here. We've been doing this forever. You still ain't figured it out.
Here's what we need. You get you a rolled up newspaper, and every time he talks over somebody, hit him in the nose.
It's simple though. I mean, if you answer questions in school, you raise your hand. I mean, I understand that.
Well, start raising your hand in here.
Yeah, you wait till one of us calls on you.
I'm not going to raise.
Wait till we call on you.
I'm a grown man.
What are you saying?
So anyway,
y'all blame me.
The parent, we lost the game, and we were walking back to the.
Was it a home game?
It was a home game. We were walking with the kids back, and this parent was giving you the business.
I would have loved to watch.
And then, but you know, me and you, we ride or die. So what I do, I step in.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, and then I start giving him the business. And his kid was awful, terrible.
Yeah, but
I would have loved.
I think what we go?
I think on the Dan Patrick show. I feel like he calls on them. You ever listen to Dan Patrick show? He'll call their name for it.
Yeah, he does.
Mitch.
You're not Dan Patrick. You're definitely not Dan Patrick.
Oh, all right. Moving on, before I forget, I've got 2 things actually. One, shout out to my sister. I meant to do this last week, but coming through clutch with the Christmas present with the bus logo on this Tervis. So
how many of those did you get?
I got 2, but I like to use them both. Height. We'll see what we can do.
Bro,
you'll probably lose it, but yeah. So there's that. And then I don't know if I told y'all, but
I'd like one, Miss Brooke.
I don't know if I told y'all this, but if I have, sorry, people hadn't heard it, but I would have told my dad I would. You know, we had the incident with Shelby at my uncle and aunt's house. Well, with the whole toilet situation. Well, we fast forward to Christmas.
She did it again.
No, we fast forward to Christmas at my parents' house.
She pooped her pants.
No, but we're opening presents, and I can see my dad's fired up by this present.
Lawrence County Dump.
She's not gonna like that.
Shout out to Jersey Shore.
Did not get permission for you to say that.
Speaking, I know we're hijacking your story here, but I was at invite day at a wrestling thing, and somebody came up to me and was talking about Shelby stopping up a toilet.
No, they did. Yes. That is about that story?
Yes.
Okay.
Not a different toilet.
If y'all run into Shelby, please call her Lawrence County Dump.
So my dad comes out grinning from ear to ear. I can tell he's fired up about this present, and sure enough, Shelby opens it, plunger. Got gifted that plunger for Christmas, so we stay strapped now wherever we go.
I can see Big Kev laughing so hard.
Man, he
right
loved
now.
it. He was so fired, and he was a little disappointed this morning because he was ready for the live show at 5:30. He was geared up and ready, even though
yet?
Huh?
I'd text Haley, but she hadn't responded.
Yeah. So
What did Shelby say? What was her reaction to the plunger?
she started laughing. Yeah, a little embarrassed too, probably, but she started laughing. So, all right. Tiger ends his 27-year endorsement deal with Nike, or Tiger
ends
and
it?
Nike. Well, Tiger,
Or Nike.
Tiger,
Mutually.
Nike ends it.
Tiger and Nike end it.
No Tiggy.
What do you think he goes to next? I saw where he's been wearing FootJoy since he's come back.
He's got to wear the old. He's got to wear the old people stuff now.
Do we still get Sunday Red Tiger? Is it a Sunday Red thing, or was that a Nike Red?
Here's my prediction. He starts his own clothing line.
With his TW logo he's already got? Something like that?
I don't know if he's got. I don't know if he has access to that.
I don't think he can get that.
But
Well, he'll come back.
I could see him having his own brand, and I'll be purchasing some if it happens.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, he might do that. Y'all, we're short on time here, but are y'all gonna give the NFL playoffs anything? Will y'all
Yeah, I
watch?
look some. My two oldest boys really love watching anything football. They're obsessed with football right now.
Football.
And so yeah, we'll watch it. My kids, man, they'll get in there and they'll turn on YouTube and they'll just pull up old Georgia games and just watch the old Georgia games.
Good stuff.
Well, now that the Falcons suck, but I see I'm a Georgia boy. I like to root for Georgia
I do too.
in all aspects of any sport. But since the Falcons suck, here's how I roll now is I look at the teams in the playoffs and the ones that have the most former Georgia players on them. That's like I was
Eagles.
a big Eagles fan. I was a big Eagles.
Well, they're still in it.
Yeah. So
There's some good games starting Saturday. I haven't really watched much of the NFL this year just because it's hard for me to get into the NFL when college is going on. But now that college is over,
Right.
kind of works out where it's playoff time, so you feel like the games are going to be better. But there's some good games in the first round right here with the wild card round. So I'm excited to kind of dial in and watch a little bit of that. And you got Joe Flacco just coming back to take the Browns to 11-6 record, coming off his couch out of retirement to
Flacco. It reminds me of
What a waste of money on Deshaun Watson, huh?
a lot.
The replacements. Wasn't that guy's name Flacco?
That was
Falco.
Footsteps Falco.
Every
Played
time
by
I hear
Keanu Reeves.
Flacco, that's what I think of is the replacements.
He played Ohio State, tore his knee up.
I think it was Rick and Bubba, kickoff hour at Rick and Bubba talking about how cool it would be for Flacco, though, because his kids were really too young when he was in the league to appreciate it. Now they've grown up a little bit, and he's back playing, and, hey, you got to root for him. Got to root for a guy like Joe.
I don't like Joe Flacco personally.
Oh, you know him?
I would not.
No, I don't mean on a
Invite
personal
him to
level.
supper.
I'm just saying my personal opinion of him is.
Is there a reason you just...
There were some interviews he had previously where people like he's like, I'm not helping any young quarterback. I'm not helping him. He's trying to get my job. I'm not doing that. And I just different interviews of him. He just seems as.
And see that a lot of teams do. I know with especially in baseball, a lot of teams bring in older guys to mentor those younger guys. Mm-hmm. So basically, he said in the interview, he's like, I'm not mentoring
doing
nobody.
That. Yeah.
Are you taking him or Jameis Winston? From a player
I'll
and
take Flacco because he is more. I feel like he's more consistent in what he does. Winston, I feel like he's a loose cannon, and you never know. I mean, you just saw him in last weekend, but he might throw 4 picks. He might also throw 5 touchdowns, but he's
right.
One
of the Barstool guys, I was watching them. I can't remember the guy's name. He was just talking about how it just reiterates that Jameis Winston is one of the best teammates ever because of what he did in that Falcons game by
to make sure
rallying the troops to get that guy a touchdown.
Yeah. Did you see where the main Barstool guy?
Portnoy?
So he bet $1 million that Michigan would beat Alabama, and then bet like $2 million that they would win a national championship.
It'd be like you betting $20.
I don't think I've ever had in my life. I will never have $1 million on my person where I could make a bet like that. And if I did, I'm not making a bet.
Yeah, but that ain't nothing to him. That's chump change.
I think that it's probably good that you don't have access to $1 million.
What would he do with
Well, I
it?
pay my bills off. Yes, I would.
Nah.
Anytime we get those government checks, those
bonuses or
extra checks, it's our money anyway.
Can you imagine?
It's not a government check. It's our money. They're just giving it back to us. But regardless, when we get those, immediately it goes to a bill.
Could you imagine the amount of Marlboros that Law would have? Would he invest?
I thought we weren't bringing that up on here.
Well,
I don't remember agreeing to that.
Yesterday, since we're going to bring up Marlboros, yesterday this tub of lard was drinking a protein shake. He was stacking fat on fat on fat is what he was doing. And he said, well, I'm going to work out later.
I never said I was going to work
out. You don't
out.
just randomly drink protein shakes for lunch.
That could be a meal replacement.
That's exactly what it was. I didn't eat lunch. I told him that, and I didn't go to work
fat on fat is what he was doing. There. That's what you get for the Marlboro.
Meanwhile, you're chain smoking.
Meanwhile, no belly button over here.
I can't help it. I had a hernia, and the VA cut it out. And the belly button. They cut my whole belly button out.
He's got an Audi.
But
no Audi. No, but nothing.
There's nothing. Just literally a belly button.
I look like I was born on a test tube.
Hi, bring us home, bud.
If you were born in a test tube,
hi, bring us home.
All right. Be sure to check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, The Big Ugly Sports Show, and YouTube. Give us a follow, give us a like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everybody.
Your frenemies. Law, you got anything? I bet you do.
Same bet channel.
We will try again to go live next week, see if we can get that word out. Thank you for joining us again. Thanks to the Bank of Dudley for being that title sponsor. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We are the Big Ugly Sports Show, trying to grow the brand week by week. We love you. Wherever you're at today, whatever you're doing, make sure you get up on that bus.
Swishing, yeah. And they swishing, swish. Got the horn on the bus going beep, beep, beep. Got the horn on the bus going beep, beep, beep. Yeah. Wheels on the bus going round and round. Got the wheels on the bus going round and round.